Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm DCSG81 and welcome to another toy news comparisons. Ever since my previous toy news video about the Sentinel Toys Miles Morales, I've been getting a lot of questions and also a lot of debates about whether the Mafex ones or the Sentinel ones is better. Okay, so this video is for me to actually do some comparisons based on the pictures that I can find, the official pictures from the Mafex as well as the Sentinel, to see which is better. Do take notes that I'm not judging which brand is good or which brand is bad, and this is all based on my personal opinions only. And of course, I always respect everyone's opinions is different, so if you have a different opinion as compared to mine, feel free to share with me in the comments down below. But if you do share the same opinion as me after watching this video, I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's begin with the comparison. I will start off with the overall look of the figures from both of the brands, and I'll start off with the Spider-Man in the jacket that you can see right now. Okay, so unfortunately I do not have a clear pictures of the Sentinel Toys Spider-Man in the standing position just like the one from Mafex. Okay, so this is the best picture that I can compare with, so it's very unfortunate that I can't show you guys like which one looks the best with the jackets on. And the next I will actually compare with the Spider-Man without the jacket, and as you can see again, there's no clear pictures of how the Sentinel one will look like with standing still like the Mafex one, but from this picture it just looks like the Mafex one indeed is looking very skinny. And the next one, of course, we'll compare it with the Miles Morales unmasked head on it, and from this picture again, the Mafex one just looks like he's having the big head small body kind of syndromes. And yes, many of you might argue that it could be the hair that he's having, and then I got a bright idea on how we can actually determine whether is it the hair or is just really the head is bigger than the body. So we can see right over here, I actually merged two pictures together for the ones that is unmasked and the one with the mask on, and it just seems like it's really because of the hair, because you can see when it merged to the mask head, it does look like the entire unmasked head is the same proportions as the one in the mask. For those of you who knows me, I'm a big fan of the hoodie characters that you can see right now. So this one does in this, the Mafex one looks better, maybe because of the fabric materials that they use as compared to the Sentinel Toys, which is using some soft plastic as the hoodie materials. So in terms of the overall look of the figure, I do think that the Mafex one just looks a little bit better because of they actually choose to use a real fabric as the clothing materials for this Miles Morales Spider-Man. So it does improve the figure in terms of the realism entirely. And right up next, we'll look into some dynamic poses of both the figure, and this time I do have three pictures which looks pretty much the same as for both figures, though that we can use it for comparison that you can see right over now. And this round we can actually compare them because both of the figures are in the same posture. Wow, okay, this looks very good, but you can see that for the Mafex one, because of the fabric materials of the pants, I think he has some difficulties in raising his feet as compared to the one from the Sentinel Toys. And in the next picture, we can see some very cool poses of both figures jumping in the air. And lastly, the third picture, we can see some web shooting, which actually looks pretty good for both figures, as in they are both looking very similar. And this last picture is one that I choose to show it to you guys because I just like to see the dynamic poses of both figures, but unfortunately the Mafex one does not have any web swinging pose. So now we'll go back to the first pictures that we can see. It's actually the same pose as the poster that we can see in the middle. So from here we can actually see that the one from the Sentinel Toys does resemble the posture of the Spider-Man, as in the same as the poster as compared to the Mafex ones. Yep, so in this case I would say that the Sentinel Toys does have a better advantage because of the use of soft plastic, because we do know that fabric does sometimes restrict the movement of the figures. And for the third round, we'll look into the accessories that will be given by both of the brands that you can see right now. Okay, so it's a no-brainer that we can see that the Sentinel Toys does offer a lot more accessory as compared to the Mafex one. But we'll look into it session by session, so we'll start with the heads. Okay, so as we can see here, the Mafex one does give 4 different heads as compared to the Sentinel Toys, which is only 3. And let's look into the mask head first. For the Mafex, you can see it only have 1 head with the big eyes and 1 head with the slightly smaller eyes, while the one from Sentinel Toys does have a more dynamic changes in terms of the head. So I do think that in this mask head portions, the Sentinel Toys does have a better advantage, because like I said in my toy news, the one with the screen eye does offer a lot more fronts when it comes to the toys photography. As for the unmasked head for Miles Morales, we can see that the Mafex does offer 2 different heads, while the Sentinel Toys only given us 1. Okay, so in this case, of course, I would think that the Mafex one would be better. So for the next portion, we'll take a look at some other accessories that they offer. So we'll look into the webbings now. As we can see, the Mafex one gives us the standard 4 webbings, 2 short, 2 longs, and for the Sentinel Toys, they just give only 1 webbings for the web swinging, as well as 2 webbings that seems like is attached to the web shooting hands. And as for the clothing, as we can see, the Mafex one is made out of fabric coating, while the Sentinel Toys is all in soft plastics. So there are goods and bad in this. For the fabrics material, you will have to actually wear it on the figure, which seems to be troublesome to some of you guys, while the ones that is of the soft plastic, you can just easily detach the arm and put it back. It will be much easier to interchange. But again, this actually, sacrifice some of the realisms of the figure, because as you know, the fabric does give a lot more realism when it comes to an action figures. And there's something that I noticed on the shoe of both of the brands. Let's compare it with the poster that we have seen just now. Okay, so you can see that of course, I think they take off the Nike logo over there, maybe due to some copyrights. Okay, but you can see the Sentinel Toys does have a much closer resemblance to the poster. So in this case, I think that the Sentinel Toys does have a better looking shoes as compared to the Mafex ones. And next, let's take a look into more of the accessories that we can see right now. So the Mafex one does give us the Spider-Man mask, while the Sentinels one, you can see they give us 4 additional accessories, which is the headphone, the phone that he can hold on to, the hammer, as well as the can spray. And of course, needless to say, I would think that the Sentinel one is much better when it comes to the accessory, because there are more things for us as a collectors to play with when it comes to the accessories. So for the last portion, we look into the pricing of both the figures. In the news, I do mention that the Sentinel Toys Miles Morales Spider-Man will cost around 85 to 90 USD, while the ones from the Mafex, we can see in ArmyArmy.com, the price is around 73 USD. But this pricing is before adding the shipping cost, so it might be close to 80 once you added the shipping cost, depending on which country you are from. So in the end, both of the pricing could be almost very much the same. So that's all for the comparison of both the brands. I would like to hear from you. What do you think after hearing all this comparison from both the brands? Would you choose the Mafex one or the Sentinel Toys? As for me, I would like to get my hands on the Sentinel Toys Miles Morales this time, because first of all, I very much like the overall look of the figures, and I'm more of an accessory kind of guy, so I love to actually get my hands on the Sentinel toy as compared to these Mafex ones. And secondly, I would like to actually own a Sentinel toys, because I do not have any Sentinel toys up to now, so it could be a very good chance for me to actually get a hold of one and play around and see what's the fuss about. Oh, and this just reminds me that I made a mistake in my previous toy news about the Sentinel toys. It's about the Iron Man that they have released. To my surprise, it does not light up. Okay, so I was cheated because the light up that we can see is actually being photoshopped, and I have the wrong impressions that they do light up. Okay, so it doesn't light up, so I'm sorry about the mistake that I made. Okay, so I do hope you enjoy this comparison. Do give me a thumbs up if you like it, and of course always feel free to leave me any comments below on what you think about these two brands for Miles Morales. And before you leave, of course, I hope you'll check out my playlist on the top right corner, and also do browse around my channel for more interesting toy news comparisons such as this one, and I'll see you again in those videos. Bye.